Yeah, start that again. Quarter mile and then some. Page, randomly, page 174, in an untreated room, competing with passing flipping trains, a couple of neighbours up's dog barking again, and quite possibly anytime soon, my neighbour Eric mowing his lawn again. I've never known someone to mow his lawn so bloody much, come rain or shine. I need a distraction. So, I'm narrating Quarter Mile and Then Some, my 90-day diary of my quest to find a 10-second street racing car in North America back in 2002. So I went all over the country. I basically followed the North America Rally Championships at the time, so I was able to get like lifts and stuff. I went all over the place, New York and Connecticut, Pennsylvania, Maine, all ends of Canada. Went over to Colorado, Seattle. Oh yeah, or Atlanta. Yeah, went all over. That got published, and I'm now doing an audio book. And you may... Oh, okay, now. So, does that work over there? Oh, I'm going to have to sit down. No, we can't do that because of the mic. It'll have to stay there, won't it? The next photograph in line is one... Good start, is it? It's at both sides of the highway affair, and there are 3 to 4 lanes to contend with either side. I don't know if I can be bothered to read this anymore. What time is it? 10:30. I'm going to get some food. Look what that annoying postman has brought me. I do love a good distraction. So here I am, thinking I was just going to be doing some very basic audio narration of my book over and over and over again, with me falling over my own bloody words. They do say, don't they, be careful what you wish for. And I was going, oh God, I just could do with doing something completely different. And here we go. So my annoying postman, he is annoying because he's got like what would it be? 100 and I don't know, is it like 50 yards? It's not even 50 yards. Little lane. And he doesn't park at one end and then get out and then walk, exercise, and deliver all the letters and then get back in his car and then turn around and go. Oh no. He turns up, leaves his van running, gets out, slams the door, goes and gets in the back, slams the door, goes and delivers a letter, slam, drives, I don't know, a metre, gets out again, goes to the next door neighbour's house, and he does it all the way down the lane. Drives me mad. But he's brought me a distraction. And I know exactly what it is because I was told this was coming. So this here is from Shahzad Sheikh. Yes. It's his new book. Or his book. I think it's the first book he's ever written. Let's get the glasses out. The Ulez Files. Well, it's down here as Brown Car Guy, but it's Shahzad Sheikh. Supposedly, if you believe him or not, he says that I inspired him to write this book. So, I used to work with Shahzad at Car Magazine before my stomach grumbled all the time. I don't know why I'm struggling so much today. I used to work with Shahzad at Car Magazine in the Middle East. So when he took over as editor in, when was that now? 2000 and, I don't know, 5, 6? Hang on. No, that was the plonker that was there before. Oh, here we go. Let's get my facts straight. So, Middle East edition. So this is March 2006. So this is the first copy of Car that's got Shahzad's face in. After he took over thankfully took over as editor from the blasted plonker that was there before, who I was the features editor underneath. God, he was a... Anyway. Here we go. Page 10. Barely 3 weeks into the editor's hot seat and blah, 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 blah. I don't know if you're going to make this out. You going to make that out there? You might make it out on that one. I don't think you'll make it out on that one. Anyway. March 2006. Where's my name? Editorial. Editor Shahzad Sheikh. Features editor John Saxon. Yeah, so there we go. So I used to work with Shahzad. We stayed in contact. Lost contact for a little while, but we made contact again. And he told me about this book. And he promised he was going to send me a copy. Which he has. And here it is. Should we have a go at reading some bits? Shall we? I don't know, would he want me to read any of this out? I can't just randomly read sections out. I'm not saying I'm going to. Am I spoiling this book if I read it out to my 10 followers? I should really be promoting my own book, not reading somebody else's. I think it might be easier to reading someone else's book. Should we give it a go? I'll tell you what, I'm going to read this out. I'm going to give it a go at reading this out without just I'm gonna do a one take of this, and then I'll contact Shahzad and I'll say, do you fancy me airing my crap rendition of your lovingly put together book? And if he says yes, I'll put it out. If not, then I'm just talking to myself. It doesn't matter actually, because what I'm doing here is I'm trying to establish whether I have to have a fully treated audio booth to narrate my own book. I'm not going to do that thing where authors stick up their own book in the background, but you should know what book I've published by now. There's a particular audio standard that is required for it to be submitted to be an audiobook. And I achieved that with my vocal booth, but it means being in a darkened room all the time. And it's a big ass long book. And I was getting a bit depressed. So I decided to get rid of my cave and just have an open room. Now I don't know if this is going to meet the standard, and this is what I'm doing. I'm doing this little test, or trying to do this little test. So I think instead of submitting my own book, I'm going to submit this. So we'll give it a go. So we've got the Ulez Files, Brown Car Guy, In the War on Motorists, Every Mile Would Be a Lie. So there we go, if anyone wants to get that. I think he published this on, yes, printed in Great Britain by Amazon. So I think that's where you need to go to get your copy. First edition, 2023. Right, let's give it a go. Chapter 1. The rain-slicked streets of central London gleamed under the glow of the streetlights, casting ephemeral reflections of hurried pedestrians trying to stay dry, but failing. Silent trains. See, I'm not very good at this. Silent trains. I wish there were bloody silent trains, because one other one's just gone past here. Buggering up my perfect narration. Taxis, it says. The rain-slicked streets of central London gleamed under the glow of streetlights, casting ephemeral reflections of hurried pedestrians trying to stay dry, but failing. Silent taxis splashed past. Max Turner stood alone. Maybe I should read some of this to myself before I blurt it all out to get an idea. The rain-slicked streets of central London gleamed under the glow of the streetlights, casting ephemeral reflections of hurried pedestrians trying to stay dry but failing. Silent taxis splashed past. Max Turner stood alone, leaning against one of the huge plinths, sat on top of which was the Landseer's enormous bronze lions guarding Nelson's column at Trafalgar Square. Can I do that one again? I might do that again. I quite like this. The rain-slicked streets of central London gleamed under the glow of the streetlights, casting ephemeral reflections of hurried pedestrians trying to stay dry but failing. Silent taxis splashed past. Max Turner stood alone, leaning against one of the huge plinths sat on top of which one of the Landseer's enormous bronze lions... God, I'm running out of breath. Leaning against one of the huge plinths sat on top of which was one of the... Get your words out, please, John. Thank you. Sat on top of which was one of the Landseer's enormous bronze lions guarding... Maybe I should go back to my own book. Silent taxis splashed past. Did I say plashed then? I think I said plashed. Sorry, Shahzad. Chapter 1. The motoring journalist and content creator was on the cusp of his 40s. This is clearly not based on real life Shahzad. Cusp of his 40s. The motoring journalist and content creator was on the cusp of his 40s, still sporting a full head of hair. See, I can't even say full head of hair because I don't have it. Yeah, I ignore things that don't have anything to do with me. The motoring content journalist and content creator was on the cusp of his 40s, still sporting a full head of hair. Just about. I'm just about to nearly nail 3 lines of text. Come on, we can do it. motoring journalist and content creator was on the cusp of his 40s, still sporting a full head of hair. Oh, it's dark hair, isn't it? Yeah, I don't think this is ever going to come out. I don't think Shahzad's going to allow this to come out. The motoring journalist and content creator was on the cusp of his 40s, still sporting a full head of dark hair, just about. His features more engaging than conventionally handsome. Sort of agree with that. Shall we give it another go? The motoring journalist, still sporting a full head of hair. Dark hair, John. That's not right, is it? It's that bit at the end. In convention, it should be more statementy. I think I said that too quickly. Because you did 4 lines then when they were falling over it. The easy grin that had once been a staple of his influence. The easy grin that had once become a staple. The easy grin that had been once. The easy grin. It's not an easy thing to say, this easy grin malarkey. There was yet a painful echo of failed endeavours still to face. No, 2 still face. God, yeah, I'm putting words in his mouth now. His gaze returned to the illuminated screen of his smartphone. He pulled down on the display to refresh it again for the 100th or so time. Oh dear, 100th. Talk about bloody 100th. It's like me trying to read this blasted book. Yet beneath this hopeful veneer he braced for the final reckoning. His gaze returned to the illuminated screen of his smartphone. He pulled down on the display to refresh it again for the 100th or so time, awaiting what he knew would be an Why did you put inevitable in there, Shahzad? Why can't you just say would have been an... Oh, here's the right word, isn't it? Should we say it again a bit slower? He disagreed. He'd been to most of them. The passion and emotion he'd witnessed, the painful stories he had heard, they'd had an impact. Had an impact. See, you can't say it, can you? Why was he back here? Why am I back here on this same bloody line on page 6, 3 hours later? His grim face was a mosaic of a checkered past, the hard lines softened by the healing. I don't think we can do it in one go. Not with Eric bloody mowing the lawn at the same time as trains going by. The rain-slicked streets of central London gleamed under the glow of the streetlights. His trademark brown leather jacket, its patina deepened by the soaking, hung open, revealing a green... Green? No, it's not green, John. It's grey. Eric, can you stop mowing? God, he walks slow with that mower as well. It's a good thing for this book. It's a big, heavy book to hit yourself over the head with when you make mistakes. It was all a stark reminder of the public battles he had engaged in, the personal conflicts he had wrestled with, the freedom and the rights he had championed, and the unexpected cost it had all had on him. Why was he back here? Because Ulez, the so-called ultra-low emission zone. Trafalgar Square was the site where so many anti-Ulez expansion protests had taken place. Protests that some had callously dismissed as fruitless and pointless wasted efforts. He disagreed. He'd been to most of them. The passion and emotion he'd witnessed, the painful stories he had heard, had had an impact on him, on his audience, on the world at large. Well, I didn't do it all in one go. It's slightly easier reading someone else's book. I'm not saying I'm doing it any better, but I find it easier reading other people's words. Maybe it's because with my book, because I wrote these words and it's true, I'm already ahead of it. Oh, I know what happened. Maybe that's why I can't do it. I will do it. So if I inspired Shahzad to write his paperback, maybe me narrating my book will encourage him to get his done as well. Well, I tell you what I'm going to do though. I'm going to read the back out. In the heart of London's ultra-low emission zone, a high-stakes conspiracy unfolds in the Ulez Files, a riveting political action figure. I will try and read the back page. In the heart of London's ultra-low emission zone, a high-stakes conspiracy unfolds in the Ulez Files, a riveting political action thriller by Brown Car Guy. Max Turner, a renowned motoring journalist, finds himself embroiled in a deadly game against the dictatorial male. Male? He is male, but he's not the male, he's the mayor. A high-stakes conspiracy unfolds. That's homemade flapjack, that is. Oh. So what's this other camera like? Oh, fucking hell, it's gone off, isn't it? Has that gone off? Oh, memory card's full. So the other camera went off a long time ago. Memory card full of me trying to read 50 words. I think I'm done with reading books out today. Really need to get on with my own. Back's gone, wrist is gone, and I've gone through 1, 2, 2 pages. 2 pages. Wow. Yeah. That's Shahzad's book. And there's my book. If you can even make these out, can you? You make them out? Look at that. There we go. We once sat next to each other in Dubai. We both once sat next to each other in Dubai. And here we are in the same year. Well, I wrote mine in bloody 2002. It's only just been published. I actually wrote this. Whoops. That's quite. I sort of quite like that both of us published paperbacks in 2023. I mean, I wrote mine, not to make it all about me, but it's my bloody microphone, it's my room, my camera. That's what I want. Yeah, I wrote mine in 2002, before I went to Dubai to work with Shahzad. But yeah, no, didn't. I never got round to sending it off to the printers until 2023. And here I am. I tell you one thing. Once I finish reading this, I'm gonna write a mental note of all the swearing that's in here. I reckon if there is, I doubt there would be swearing in there, knowing Shahzad. But if there is, I reckon maybe I count it on one hand. Compared to my book, which has many hands of swearing in. Not by me. I hasten to add. I think I swear once in here, and I think I say. I don't say a high shelf one. It's sort of like middle range swear word. But there's lots of dialogue from the people I met. So there's lots of big hitters in there. So maybe his book will sell more copies than mine, but I will get the award for the most Fs. Right. I'm gonna leave it at that.